All right, guys, Algebra 1, Lesson 5. We're going to get through this nice and quick for you. Go ahead and make sure you've got your interactive notebook out and something to write with, and you're going to need some paper today to do a few things. So remember, you can pause at any time to copy down what you need. So go ahead and pause and get your table of contents down. Today we have added in these two parts. So page 14 is an extra workspace you can use for whatever you need. And, excuse me. So, all right. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to work through a few problems here. I saw that people were having a hard time with some of their function stuff. So what we have up here is the square root of x plus 10. So now if you go into your ebooks, you can pull out the calculator so you can type this stuff in, but we're going to go ahead and work through it so you can see what it looks like. All of these problems, you're given the inputs. So you'll notice that the number is inside the parentheses. So this is telling you to plug it in. So on number 1, we're going to put the 6 inside the x. And that gives me a square root of 16. And the square root of 16 is 4. On number 2, we are going to plug 15 in. So instead of that saying square root of x plus 10, is going to say the square root of 15 plus 10. This gives me the square root of 25. That's what 15 plus 10 is. And the square root of 25 is just 5. So I hope you're picking up the pattern. So this one over here, instead of it saying x plus 10, it's going to be negative 1 plus 10. And that gives me square root of 9, which is just a pretty 3. So I hope you're seeing this. Look, whenever you got this function notation and you're given the input, you simply put it into that little piece. So hopefully you are thinking, well, what is this one going to look like? Well, a 3 needs to go in. So we're going to go ahead and type that in. And that's going to be 3 plus 10. Now 3 plus 10 comes up to 13. And if you are trying to square root 13, you do not get a pretty number. So you're going to need to use your calculator for this. So I'm going to go ahead and type it into my calculator here. And I'm going to get 3.6. So you would use your Desmos calculator for that, or whatever calculator you have. There are a bunch of decimals. I just go to the first decimal place. And last but not least, on this guy right here, we're going to plug negative 14 in. Now on this one, you're going to get negative 4. So if you try to go into your calculator and type that in, do negative 4 in a square root, you're going to have some kind of issue. It will not work. Your calculator is going to say error, it can say different things. And the reason of this is there is no number that you can multiply by itself and get a negative answer. So this is no solution. Error is what the calculator tells you. In math, we use no solution. It is not possible to square root a negative number. This comes up all the time in math. And the cool part is it ends your problem. You're done when you've got that negative there. So we want to get that down pat. Now the one thing I did not show you guys last class is this situation. What happens when you're not given the input, but you're given the result? You're given what the y is, the output. So you'll notice the way this is written over here, this 10 is not inside the x. You're being told that the f of x is equal to 10. So this 10 goes over here in this position. So this is 10 equals x plus 9. So this is working backwards. What you're being asked is, hey, what number can I add to 9 to get 10? I kind of hope you can see that it's 1. But if you can't, you just solve the equation and get 1 equals x. So if we were to have plugged 1 into the x, we would get 1 plus 9 is 10. So these other two problems are just like it. We're working backwards. So this is going to be negative 5 equals x plus 9. We need to subtract 9 on both sides. Be careful with your signs here. Negative 14 equals x. And then last not least, this bad boy over here is just going to be 20 equals x plus 9. And we subtract 9 and you get 11. So what you have to remember is paying attention to the different types of problems. So when the number is inside, here the 7 is an input. In this situation, the 7 is an output. I was about to write the word out. Let me erase that and put the number. So that is the difference between these two situations. So on the first one, here you plug 7 into x. On this one over here, you do 7 equals the equation. So you're solving to find out what equals the 7. This might be a little confusing. It's okay. We are going to work on this. We're going to keep bringing this stuff up. All right. So now you guys have an assignment over identifying functions, whether or not something's a function or not, that kind of stuff. It is a handout. You could print it, or you can just write your answers on a sheet of paper, snap a picture, and upload it. We'd like to try to get that in by midnight. This is a fast assignment. I tried to give you guys something really just quick and zoomy to do. So it'd be like a nice fast assignment because we have to introduce some other things. We're going to talk about this part in Zoom, and we're going to show you here. These are all the slides from the district, and it's talking about iReady. So you can go through this, but we need to complete this iReady diagnostic by October 15th. That's when I need this done by. All right. So as it tells you on here, look, it's just testing to see what you know, what you do understand, and it'll kind of get ideas on what to move you forward next to. It's an adaptive test, which means it will change the next problem based on how you answer. So everyone's going to be taking a slightly different test. The more difficult the problems get, the better you're doing, which is a good thing. You want the problems to get difficult. Now, you're going to take this test at home this year. You're not going to be doing it at school. So I'm figuring a lot of you have already done this thing. So here's some basics. Have some paper and pencil ready. Do this work by yourself. Your teacher or someone at home can help you with logging in. But once you start the test, you do all the problems yourself. There is absolutely no benefit, zero benefit to cheating on this. Let me clarify. Let me just repeat that. There is zero benefit because I am not grading this based on how many you get right. I am grading this on you finishing it. But what this thing will do is it's going to let us know, or it's going to let me know, what my students are strong and what my students are weak at. This is going to help guide what I teach you, which is important this year because we have a short amount of time. So I really am hoping you guys take this serious. Just some basic pieces on the testing here. You know, don't rush. Work through each problem carefully. And how do you log in? Well, here we go. Here's your steps. So I'm just going to kind of click through this so you can pause it and flip back and forth. And so here's the deal. When you're taking this test, you don't have to do it all in one sitting. You can log in, knock out 1, 2, 3, 4 questions, and log out and come back another time. And that's fine. Just do as much as you want. But it does need to be done. It does need to be finished by, once again, October 15th, if you want to get credit for it. When you finish the test, it will stop you. It's going to let you know. Not a big deal. That is it, guys. You have a fantastic and safe weekend. And let's try to make sure you get your homework done. And let's start this iReady piece. Hey, take care.